If you've ever looked at a design mockup, screenshot, or app layout and wished you could turn it into working code instantly, this video is for you. Today I'm going to show you how to convert a ChatGPT 4 image to code using a simple prompt that gets much better results than asking vaguely. This is a great workflow for developers, designers, and creators who want to save time and generate a fast first draft of a UI in React with Tailwind CSS. If this video helps you out, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more practical tutorials just like this. All right, let's get into it. First, open ChatGPT in your browser and make sure you're using the version that supports image input. Once you're inside the chat, you want to be very specific with your request. The key here is not just asking it to make code from this image. Instead, you want to tell it exactly what kind of code you want, what framework to use, and what styling system to follow. A strong prompt would be something like, convert this image into a responsive React component using Tailwind CSS, include sample data for the text and icons. That one sentence makes a huge difference because it gives the model a clear target. It knows you want React, it knows you want Tailwind CSS, and it knows you want the output to be responsive. It also tells ChatGPT to fill in the content with sample data, which is helpful if the image has text labels, cards, buttons, or icons that need placeholder values. So now, go ahead and paste or upload your image into the chat, then type your prompt underneath it. If your design has a specific layout, you can make the prompt even better by adding details like use a clean modern layout, match spacing closely, and keep the component production ready. The more context you give, the better the code output will be. After that, click the Send button, which is the up arrow in ChatGPT. Once you do that, ChatGPT will analyze the image and generate the code based on your instructions. Depending on the complexity of the image, it may give you a full component, layout structure, or a styled version of the UI you uploaded. When the code appears, take a moment to review it carefully. Check whether the layout matches the image, whether the spacing looks right, and whether the component includes the elements you need. If something is off, you can follow up with a refinement prompt like make the buttons smaller, align the cards more evenly, or add hover effects to the interactive elements. This is one of the best parts of using ChatGPT for image-to-code workflows. You do not have to get everything perfect on the first try. You can keep iterating until the output matches your design more closely. That means you can use the first result as a foundation, then refine it into something much more usable. If you want even better results, try describing the image in your prompt as well. For example, if the image is a dashboard, say that it is a dashboard with a sidebar, a statistics section, and a row of feature cards. If it is a landing page, mention the hero section, call to action button, and content blocks. That extra detail helps ChatGPT understand the structure and generate code that feels more accurate. Another helpful tip is to specify whether you want only the component or the full page layout. If you want just a reusable component, say that clearly. If you want a complete page, mention that too. This helps avoid generic responses and makes the output much more useful for real development work. Once you've generated the code, you can copy it into your editor and start making adjustments. You may want to connect real data, replace placeholder icons, or fine-tune the styling to match your brand. But the important part is that ChatGPT has already done the heavy lifting, so you are starting from a strong first draft instead of a blank screen. So to recap, the process is simple. Open ChatGPT, upload your image, use a specific prompt like the one shown, click Send, review the output, and refine it until it matches what you want. That is the fastest way to convert a ChatGPT 4 image to code and turn a visual reference into a usable React component. If you found this tutorial useful, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.